Hey guys, so this is me currently editing through, and I wanted to add some pretty cool gameplay of Beat Saber in the background. So I do want to put a warning: if you have epilepsy or you can't handle bright flashing colors, this might be something you just want to listen to, considering that it's just going to be that background stuff. And then I'm going to put up only a few images, so there's not really anything that you're really missing out on if you just listen to it. But yeah, enjoy the video, guys. Hey, what's up, guys? It's me back again. Today it's very late. It's actually not a day, but tonight I'm going to be doing something different again, because I've always wanted to do kind of reviews on shit like movies and shows and games. That's kind of why I started my channel, even though my first upload was a speed paint, but I won't get into that too much. But I want to talk about probably the worst anime I've ever watched in my entire life. It's called Pupa, like the bug thing. I don't know what the fuck they are. They're like the larva shit, I guess. And holy shit. It's... it's bad. Okay. So, as a rundown for anyone who hasn't seen this show, which I won't blame you, I can't remember how I found it, but I found it a few years ago. And I watched it very late at night when I was sick with one of my friends. But I recently rewatched it like 2 days ago because I was like, yo, was that a fucking fever dream or what? And I honestly think a few episodes in my head are fever dreams because I blatantly remember scenes that just weren't on Kiss Anime, I guess. Because I remember it being very, very short because it's only 12 episodes long and each episode is about 4 minutes. So you could probably finish this in like less than an hour, maybe 45 minutes. I think I did mine in 45 minutes. And I was like skipping the intro and all that. So basically they're about 3 minutes long if you're just looking at like episode wise. So obviously you don't have a lot to work with, which is fine. You know, you can convey a lot in 3 minutes. You know, like most cartoons these days only have 11 minutes. And sure, they have more episodes, but you know, that's still a pretty limited amount of time, especially for something like Steven Universe when it's trying to tell a story. That's why episodes have to arc over multiple episodes rather than being resolved in like 1 or 2. Anyways, back to the rundown of the story. So basically, this story starts off with our two main characters. I don't know how to say their fucking names. So it's brother and sister. I mean, the girl's name is Yume. I know that. But the dude's name is... what the fuck? So basically, it starts off with them in school. And they're walking home from school. Even though... for some reason, like, they're supposed to be walking home from school. Like, Yume goes to her brother so they can walk home, and he tells her to meet him at the park, which, I don't know why he would just let his obviously pretty young, little sister walk alone when later in the anime it's, like, it's shown that he will give his life up for her, like, he protects her with everything he has. So that's a little fucking sus. So then this fucking lady, dressed in black, looked like she's from fucking Victoria era, stops her and is like, hey, don't look at the fucking red butterflies. And she's like, oh, okay. 5 seconds later, she fucking sees them anyways. Fucking idiot. So that's already the first stupidest fucking thing ever. If someone told me something like the cryptic is that, I would probably run, no matter what. If they're like, oh, don't let the grass tickle your feet, I would fucking run. I would go home. Like she said, go home. But anyways, so apparently she gets to like the park or whatever, and mind you, there are people around. Like This isn't no secluded place. This is like a public park. So she sees the red butterflies in, like, I think in the park or near the park. And when she's walking, just a little, like a fucking millisecond later, she sees this, like, dog, and it looks like it's, like, hurt or sick or something. And then it looks at her, and it fucking explodes into this demon thingy tentacles, and it, like, grabs her. And then the episode ends. That's what I mean, like, it's such a short amount of time that, you know, it has to end at, like, very tense moments, which is kind of fucking stupid. I think they just should have cut the whole butterfly thing and just had her encounter the dog and then seen at least a little bit of the aftermath. I mean, sure, like, cliffhangers are fine. I could see, you know, cliffhangers being a very thing, like, oh, come see next episode, you know, what happened? But I don't know. I just don't, I didn't like this. I thought it was very too abrupt, if that makes sense. Anyways, this is gonna be a long video, by the way. I just looked over. Holy fuck. So, next episode starts. Mind you, I don't know the rest of the episodes when they cut off. I just remember that one because it was very abrupt. So, next episode starts off with, her brother is there now, and he's, like, holding her, because, you know, she just got fucking attacked. And mind you, no one else, like, is screaming. Like, no one's calling the cops. Like, nothing's happening. People are just watching. Which I thought was very weird. And then she transforms into a demon thingy monster. And honestly, like, this as a premise, just like a girl who turns into a monster and then eats, like, I think that's a pretty cool premise of someone who can transform into a monster. I mean, I think it's against her will. It's not fucking explained. I don't know. But she eats flesh. This is very confusing later on, so put a pin in this. Remember that. So she turns into a monster and eats a lot of people, and she hides because she's like, oh my god, what if my brother sees me? Even though he's standing right fucking there. So the black lady, oh my god, no, the lady in black from the Victorian age walks up and to the brother, and she's like, yeah, you should probably, like, go talk to her or something, like, go see if she remembers you. And so he walks up and is like, Yume, I'm sorry, like, I still love you, even, I love you.
I love you. I love you.
Even if you are a monster, I love you. And then she fucking eats him. And so from here, like, you'd think, like, oh, he's fucking dead, you know? But he's not. So, the lady dressed up walks over and is like, the bodies are gonna be removed. And I'm like, what the fuck? So basically, she apparently works for this organization that knows about her and her brother somehow, even though they've never met her. It's never explained if they've met her or not, but I'm assuming that they've never met her because of Yume's reaction when she said, you know, watch out for the red butterflies. So the lady is like, sorry, this is all from memory, by the way. So the lady's like, okay, you know, the dead bodies are gonna be cleaned up, no one's gonna know about this, you know, you're gonna be fine as long as you don't do this shit again. And your brother, you know, he's fine, he didn't die. And she's like, what the fuck? So okay, so I'm just gonna interject right here and say, from this point on, it's very confusing of how the story is told, because, you know, I'm fine if there's flashback episodes intermingled, you know, that's fine. But you need to fucking tell us when it's a flashback. The only flashbacks I knew were, because one section of it, one part of the backstory is told and all the characters are teddy bears, and I thought that was fine, you know, like, you know, now I know, like, that's a flashback, blah blah, and it's also, like, narrated in past tense. But then the rest of it, it's really not. The only other time I knew it was a flashback was when they were talking about their mother, because their mother isn't present ever, or their father, I guess. and I'll get back to her later. But what I'm talking about, what I don't know, is that it cuts between them inside a lab and then them outside of the lab. And they break out of the lab on the last episode. So I don't know if that's what's happening in real time or was this in the past? Because so she takes her to the lab, right? And then the next episode starts off with Yume, for some reason, in the middle of the fucking street. Like a busy Japanese, town square street. And she's like has this inner monologue, and she's like, oh my gosh, I don't want people to think me as a monster. I don't want to be this monster, but everyone looks so tasty. So she breaks down crying or something because she's sad. And then her brother runs up and hugs her because I don't know where the fuck he was. He's there now, and he hugs her and is like, I'll protect you. It's fine, blah blah. And then it cuts to a random scenery shot. There's 3 of them. Meanwhile, there is very rather sexual sounding moans and gasps and disgusting slapping and meat sounds. Ugh. So I assumed that they were having sex, and I was like, what? Because these, not only are they siblings, but there's a pretty big age gap in between them. So it's not your average incest. This is advanced incest. But then it cuts, and they're inside a bathroom, and there's blood everywhere. And it turns out she's eating him. Just straight up taking bites out of his stomach and eating it. And apparently there's a censored version of it, but I watched it on Kiss Anime, and I guess that's uncensored because you could see her ripping into the flesh. And apparently in other censored versions it's covered, it's either black barred or blurred or something, but in my case it wasn't. And I mean, I'll get into the animation a lot later after this little rundown, but let me say it doesn't look very pleasant. And I'll get to that later. But anyway, so she's eating him and he's okay with it. And then the episode ends. Yeah, I don't fucking know. I don't know what the fuck is happening. Okay, so now my brain's kind of mixing the pieces around of each episode. I did watch the entire thing. But like I said, I don't know what should be a flashback and what isn't. So honestly, as long as I know some episodes, I can fucking explain it. So you can watch it and tell me I fucked up later. Please, actually don't watch it, it's bad. So what I can remember next is a flashback to their mom, and basically their mom had the boy first, and then when she got pregnant again, mind you, their dad is very abusive, so I don't think if I remember correctly, she couldn't abort the baby, even though it caused her terrible pain and she knew something was wrong with the baby. So she gives birth to Yume, the girl, and she's like, this fucking baby, she was born with full set of teeth, that's fucking weird. So the mom was I'm gonna fucking kill this thing, it's a fucking demon. So she gets a knife, or a X-Acto knife, and tries to kill the baby, because, that's fucking weird, that's scary. And then she's like, I'm sorry, she's crying, and then Yume starts laughing, and she's like, great. So Yume, apparently, from this, okay, you gotta pin this too, apparently, ever since birth, Yume has been a fucking monster. Alright, ever since. I don't remember if she was eating flesh at the time. Or yes, she was, because in the same episode, it's shown that she's eating a dead bird, just raw. My computer just shut off because I'm not doing anything. So she's shown eating a dead bird. So obviously I was like, oh, so she's been doing this her whole life. But then that raises the question of, why the fuck is she now realizing that she's a demon? Like, if she was eating flesh like that, could she control it? Like, back then? Why can't she control it now? Why did she randomly do that? Why was it the dog? Why the fuck was the dog there? Hello? Because it's shown in that episode that there's red butterflies that follow her around when she was a baby. So where did they go for all those years? Did they just fucking leave? It's never explained, so don't ask me. Next episode, I'm gonna go back to the fucking plot episode, I guess. Because I don't fucking remember. So, it cuts again, and they're leaving school. I have to rewatch these, like, I fucking guess. They're 3 minutes long, I don't know why. Or no, actually, I'm gonna cover this episode real quick. There's an episode, I can't remember what fucking episode it is, and I'm not gonna look because I fucking hate this anime. There's an entire episode where it's rather sexual, again, the entire episode, of Yume eating her brother. And like I said earlier, like, they're very, like, rather sexual sounds. And, like, honestly, like, when I first watched this with my friend years ago, like, we were laughing because we were like, holy fucking shit, this is totally incest. Are they fucking? They fucking. But they both, like, retain their clothes. Like, the only thing is that her brother takes off his shirt, obviously, so she could eat him. So it's not like they're, like, naked or anything, you know. She's just eating him. And it's weird because she's, like, whispering the entire time, whispering to herself. She's not saying, like, oh, sorry, brother, like, I just need, like, one more bite, you know. Like, that would make sense, you know. She felt bad. But no, she's, like, whispering. She's like, Oni-chan, Oni-chan, Oni-chan. And it's like, what the shut the fuck up. This is weird already. So, there's that. That's an entire episode. Nothing to the plot related happens in that fucking episode. It's literally just that. I don't know if it's someone's fetish and they were like, bro, we need a fucking episode. Because it was already shown, so you didn't have to make this episode. Because if the writers were trying to convey that she now ate him, because he can regenerate, which I'll get more into later, then why did you show the original clip of her in the park? That was like half an episode. And that was just a few episodes ago. You only have 12 episodes, you know, couldn't have been that far behind. But you dedicate this entire episode to it? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. Anyways, back to the quote-unquote plot. So, it cuts to when they're leaving school again, or someplace. I'm pretty sure it's school. And some dude walks up to them, and he's like, come with me. And he, like, pulls out a knife. And so, at first, I thought, because their dad's so abusive, I was like, oh, this is their father. Like, he sent this man, like, the father sent this dude to pick them up. And nope, they've never seen this man in their lives. And he doesn't have a name, never says his name, doesn't do anything to the plot. Literally doesn't do anything. He could have been cut from the fucking anime. Because all he does is he takes them to a warehouse or some fucking location. I'm assuming it's a warehouse. And he beats the shit out of the brother. And he, like, stabs him with his knife. And you can see his skin, like, moving and, like, regenerating. And he's like, well, you can regenerate? Well, perfect. I can just beat the shit out of you all day. And so Yume tries to fucking stand up and she gets fucking punched. And that's when her brother is like, meh! And, like, defeats him, whatever. So what the fuck was the point of that character? Why was he here? Just to get him to that location? Because the next thing that happens is one of the scientists that helped clean up the mess in the first episode comes and I think tasers him. I can't remember. It's either taser or fucking tranquilize and takes him to the lab. So why didn't they just have the scientists be, like, somewhere outside the school and kidnap them from there? That would have saved so much fucking time. Because later, okay, I'll get into reasons why later. Jesus fucking Christ. So, back at the lab, Yume and her brother are separated. Whatever. Actually, no, I should talk about another episode first. So basically, there's another Beeline fucking weird episode that has nothing to do with anything. And I don't know why it's in the fucking show, because it doesn't do anything at fucking all. Basically, I can't remember the first fucking half, which, I mean, half is like maybe a minute. Basically, a scientist goes in to the fucking Victorian lady's bathroom, which is a fucking cave, by the way. I don't know why. Anyways, so she's like bathing, I guess. I don't know. And she's fine with this dude being in here, I guess, because he's like her servant, whatever. And he's like, he asks her a fucking question. I don't fucking remember it because it didn't matter. And she like stands up and reveals that she's pregnant because her belly is so fucking large. And then she points to like a cave deeper in her fucking cave, and apparently that's Yume is fucking chained up in there. But it never, like, this doesn't fucking happen. This never happens. This doesn't fucking happen. Either this was supposed to take place after they fucking got her out. No, because what the fuck? I don't know where this fucking happens. This doesn't happen. Literally, like, it doesn't pick up that she's pregnant in the later episodes. It doesn't pick up why she has Yume. Is that Yume? I don't fucking know. Maybe it's a different demon. I don't fucking know. Why did she get pregnant? Also, by the way, she got pregnant because of fucking, that's her brother and Yume's egg inside of her, which I don't think that's how it works. Why couldn't she use her eggs? Why did she need her brother's sperm? I don't fucking know, dude. So, back to the fucking quote-unquote plot. So, Yume and her brother are separated, and she's tied up in this room with no one supervising her, even though she's more dangerous than her brother. Like, she can turn to a fucking demon, and they just leave her unsupervised, fucking chained to a chair. Like, hello? So then, and she can hear her brother screaming from the other room. And I think it cuts to him. It cuts to him, and he's, like, being experimented on, and they're like, they can take out organs, and seconds later, it'll reform in his body. So they're basically, like, collecting science, whatever. So, Yume, who's upset by her brother's cries, I thought she was gonna turn into a demon. She doesn't. She just breaks the chains, because now she has superhuman strength, I guess. I don't know. So basically, she breaks out of it, and she starts roaming the halls looking for her brother. And on the way, she's like killing all these fucking guards, you know, being a badass, I guess. Sure. And then these guards come in looking for her. And I saw this in another video I watched real quick before this. And they don't fucking fire at her. Like, they have weapons and they just don't take any shots. And then she kills one of them by cutting him in half, and they're just like, oh. And it's like, what the fuck did you expect? Like, there's bodies everywhere, but they don't do anything, I guess. So then cut back to fucking her brother, and he fucking escaped. Somehow he can kill all the fucking doctors, I guess. Does he have superhuman strength? I don't know. Is he... I don't fucking know. That's that's the name of this video. I don't fucking know. Basically, it ends with them escaping. Like, they meet in the hallway, they hug, and then that's it. Or else it would be if this anime wasn't fucking retarded. So, the literal last episode, at least on Kiss Anime, I swear there was more parts, but I might have hallucinated them, I guess. I swear there was a scene where they see their father and he, like, burns, the brother, because he has scabs all over his arms. And I swear that's what that's from, but it didn't happen in any of the episodes I watched. And I swear there was another scene where they're at home with their friends from, like, school, like, cooking meals, and then it cuts to them in the bathroom eating each other. I don't fucking know. So the last episode starts with them at school, in the back room, fucking eating each other, I guess. Or Yume eating her brother. Mind you, they didn't do a fucking good job of hiding it at all. Like, they get blood all over their clothes. And, like, I'm fine with them having clothes on while they do this. I get it. But, like, they didn't do anything. They didn't bring any, like, towels or napkins. And they're just getting blood fucking everywhere. And I just... Ugh. Anyways. So that happens. And then it cuts to a scene, a flashback to when they were younger. And they go to a toy store because fucking Yume's bear gets stepped on by their dad and it fucking breaks. Stuffing comes out. I don't know how a stomp would do that to a cloth bear. But it does. So they go to the toy store to get a new one. And literally the entire episode is just fucking her brother trying to win her a new one. And it doesn't work. And then in the end, she gets a hair tie. Or a hair clip. And he puts it in her hair. And then she's like, thanks. I guess. I don't know. I don't know what happened in this entire anime. So, okay. So that's the rundown. That's the best rundown I can give you. That's all my brain could comprehend. That's 12 episodes. And it may not sound like it was a very long story, or that I'm skipping shit, but I'm really not. You gotta remember, these episodes are 3 minutes long, because including the outro and intro, it's 4. So I'm really not skipping out on much. If I'm missing anything, it's not very relevant. So, okay, let's dive into the characters real quick. Or else I would if they all had fucking development. Literally, I could not tell you a fucking thing about any of the characters. Yume and her brother, you'd think would be developed. But no. The only trait I can give them is that they love each other. Yume's a demon, and her brother can just regenerate. And apparently, they're both infected with the same virus, which I get it. Like, you get sick, you know, might not be the same. You might not get as sick as another person. But what? If it's something as serious as I can literally regenerate any muscle tissue, bones, whatever, or I can do that and become a fucking demon that craves flesh, why does her brother only regenerate? Like, I thought, like, I was hoping that, like, oh, maybe he also craves flesh or something, and then he could eat his sister back because she regenerates. It's never shown that she can regenerate, by the way. She's never really, like, hurt in a way that her brother is. Like, she's never stabbed, she's never cut, nothing. But apparently it's the same fucking virus. I don't understand. Victorian lady, she's fucking weird, I guess. I don't know, she's just your typical creepy fucking scientist. Apparently, like, there's a part where it kind of goes into her backstory, and it's just, oh, she liked cutting things when she was, like, 4. She cut open a caterpillar. Like, that's not really, that's it. Like, that's all. That's all she is. Like, I wish I could go more into depth of these characters, but I can't. There's nothing there. I'm literally pulling at strings. Like, there's nothing. Like, the kids were abused, but that does nothing to their character. They're not, like, I don't know. Like, it does nothing, really. It's just, oh yeah, we were abused, and so now I protect my sister. Like, okay, I guess. Like, that doesn't really do much, I guess. I don't know. Like, it could have been the same thing if, like, oh, their father left, and then their mother, like, abandoned them or something. He would still be like, oh, well, I would protect and care for my sister. Like, okay, why did it have to be abuse? Like, it literally, like, plays no fucking roles other than the mom who can't get an abortion, so she gives birth to this fucking monster. Which, even if she did get an abortion, apparently she'd still fucking live. So, I don't fucking know. And back to my computer shut off again. God fucking damn it. Back to Yume. Again, if she was born with this fucking monster-esque shit, then wouldn't you think that she could be a demon? She could turn into a demon, like, before this? Why now? Why is this happening to her now? Why is she seeing the red butterflies again? Why did that dog come out? Where the fuck was... New character, why the fuck was the dog there? I don't know anything about the dog. Why was the dog there? Like, it's the first episode and nothing's explained. What the fuck was that dog? Why did it trigger her to turn into a demon? Why? Why was it her? Why did the dog attack her? Did it know that she was a fucking demon? I don't know. There's nothing about the dog, but apparently it's so fucking important that had to be shown in the first episode. Ah, and on a cliffhanger. Oh my god. Oh, we're getting 30 minutes in and I'm not done. Okay, so winding down a little bit. Animation. This show's animation is boring, I guess would be the right word. There's nothing really, like, nothing really pops out. Like, nothing is very good about it. It's just, it does its job, I guess. Like, I feel like a manga would be more fucking expressive than this. Like, it's very stilted, it's very, just stiff, you know? The characters don't really have very unique designs either. Like, I look for characters that have very unique outfits, you know, that kind of define their personality a little bit. And at first, like, they're shown in school outfits because, you know, they came from school. I get it. But that's the only outfit they fucking get, really. The only exception is that sometimes they're shown in Yume shown in, like, a dress. It doesn't really have any patterns on it or anything. It's just plain. And her brother sometimes gets a button-up shirt, a different shirt. It's not really that unique. The only thing that's unique to them, quote, unique, is that they both wear hairpins, which made me when I first ever viewed this, I thought that her brother was a girl because of the hairpin, and yeah, it was bad. But yeah, so that's pretty much all that makes him unique, because I would say that her brother's scar over his eye is pretty unique, and I would like it. I'd like to give it praise. But it makes no fucking sense. Like, okay, this kid can regenerate, you know, no scars. But yeah, he has this big fucking scar. It's also bright fucking red, as though it's, like, constantly open, like an open wound. But it's not. It never bleeds. It never bothers him. So obviously it's a scar. So why is it bright red? Why wouldn't it be, like, pink? Like, more pink tones? Like, I don't fucking get it. Why is that there? It's never explained how he got it. It's not done in the episodes. It's just there. It's just... Is it from his father? Why wasn't it shown? I don't know. I don't fucking know. It's very late, by the way. Anyways. Next thing. The unnecessary episodes are abundant. And you'd think that these people, like the creators, would want to tell their story. And tell it well. You know, so being... The producers were like, oh, well, we have 12 episodes to work with, you know. But they waste at least 2. The first one, or not the first one, but the episode where she's just eating him, and then pretty much just the last one, where they're just going and getting a new toy. I could argue that also the episode where she's just, like, walking and then she's eating him isn't very important. But I would also argue it is, because that's the first time we see her eating her brother, and it's not for a super long time. It's that last bit of the episode, and that was fine. But then you followed up with an entire episode of it, so, like, pick one, you know? It doesn't make any fucking sense to me. And also, like, the episode that makes no fucking sense with the doctor and the Victorian lady where she's pregnant and it just does nothing. Like, why was that there? Why was there an entire, like, I guess arc, because she mentions the sperm and the egg either in the same episode earlier or in a different episode. Like, what the fuck were they gonna do with that? They had 12 episodes. Why what? Hello? Like, it's never explained why, if she did want to have their baby, why. If it's a virus, then I don't think you're born with it. I'm not born with the fucking flu, you know? Just because my parents had it, you know? But if it is, then why wasn't that explained? See? Like, apparently Yume was born with it. But then why is it a virus? And if she just was born with a body that could, like, as a specific body that could get the virus rather than a normal human body because she was born a fucking demon baby, then why did her brother have it? Because her brother was born normal. And we saw it in the fucking same episode where they're babies and he's perfectly fine. Like, she was trying to get Yume away from him because he was like a perfect kid. That makes no sense. Why? Why was that there? That could totally be cut out. Why was she a character? She didn't do fucking anything. Then no one did anything, actually. The dog did more than her, bro. Ugh. Basically what I'm trying to say is Pupa is a very confusing mess of an anime that isn't worth the 45 minutes it takes to watch it, is what I'm saying. It's I mean, I guess if you want to get off to them eating each other, or her eating her brother, like, go ahead, go watch that episode. I don't know what episode it is. I'll post it here, I guess. But, like, I really don't see the appeal in anything else this show has to offer. There's nothing. The episodes are short. It's only 12 episodes. Nothing gets resolved. Half the shit that is brought up is never brought up again. The characters don't get any development. It's just... God, is it fucking awful. Apparently, there is a manga that goes along with this that I haven't read. I remember trying to read a little bit of it after I watched it years ago. But I don't know. I don't know. I'd have to look it up and take pictures to show you guys. But I remember it was pretty hard to find on the internet. So, I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe the fucking manga explains more. Maybe that's where I got my fever dreams of the dad burning him and them eating food. Their friends. I don't know. But all I can say, I literally was reading it so I could fucking make sense of the anime, by the way. And apparently that didn't fucking help. Because I don't remember it at all. But yeah. So Pupa is just one of those shows where I really do feel like it was, one, lack of budget, because the animation was so fucking garbage, unless they were just cutting corners because they could. And two, I feel like it wasn't given enough episodes or time. Maybe if the episodes were like 10 minutes long and you still had just 12 episodes, I feel like they could have done a lot more. Maybe those filler weird episodes that weren't needed could have a place then if they were put into other episodes. Maybe it would make more sense. Maybe the flashback episodes could be done hastily in like 2 or 3, so they didn't take up too much screen time, but we still got the idea of what was going on and we could, fill in the gaps of the rest. But overall, just how it is now, just the anime, the 12 episode anime, I don't know if there's more episodes, I don't fucking know, because I'm not gonna look it up. It's fucking garbage. You shouldn't waste your time watching it, seriously. Like, if there's a show that I would advise watching, it's probably this one, just because it's a waste of fucking time. It's boring. Sure, like, the first time you watch it, you're like, oh my god, she's eating him. Oh my god, there's blood. And then 2 episodes in, you're like, okay. Like, the shock humor, or not the shock humor, just the gore and the shock of it runs out really quickly. Because it's shown in the first episode. So that dog thing happens and you're like, and then the next episode doesn't even show her really eating or attacking anyone. They're all already dead and she's just like, quote unquote, munching on one And like the animation's so bad that it doesn't even look very graphic, or it's not really shocking. It's just, oh my god, she's got blood on her mouth. Oh my god, she bit her brother. Like, it runs out very quickly. So it's not even good for shock. But overall, yeah, it's bad. It doesn't make any sense, and you shouldn't watch it. So yeah, if you guys liked this kind of review thing late at night, trying to throw up, I guess, I don't know, I'm just burping, then please leave a like, maybe comment if you want another one of these. Again, if you made it this far, then just know that I am doing a Q&A soon. I don't have any fucking questions yet, so I want to die. But if you do have any questions for me, anything at all, not gonna get offended by anything, you know, go ahead, join my Discord, and there's a tab that you can click on and just write your question. As soon as I feel like enough to make some content, then I will make the video. So yeah, head over there and do that. But yeah, hope you guys aren't too mad at me for making another thing. I don't know if this will continue, but this was fun making, so I might do another one. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.